Trust me. I'm the question master, the quartermaster, if you will. Hi everyone. Today's theme is hats. Hats. I don't know. Are we actually going to pick a theme now with each of our Q and A's?
Why not?
Mm.
I mean, when we hit 4,000, right?
Right now, and I checked before I left today. 3,590. We're almost at the 3,600 marker already.
So when we hit 4,000, probably be October.
Mm.
And when that happens,
oh yeah,
Halloween theme.
Oh yeah, we'll get some costumes going. We'll have a good time of it. So it's the Q and A. I did the announcement video last week. I got your questions up right here, so we're just gonna go through them and answer them as they are.
I'll be honest with everyone. I'm kind of sick.
It's kind of just sprung on him like just out of the blue.
Yeah, I'm trying to fight through
Just had a
it,
little Boston there for a second. But yeah, so I got the questions up, and basically I'm just gonna go down. We're gonna start down and just go up the list. So the first one comes to us from the Lost One, who asked the question: Who would win, Nicol Bolas versus King Ghidorah? Now, I actually took this suggestion down for the who would win, so I'll do this as an actual video at some point. But if you want my quick response to that, it's Nicol Bolas, because he's a giant elder magic dragon, and Ghidorah's just a Hydra dragon. What are we looking at here?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was
you're getting
pulling
the
up the questions on mine really quick, and took me a bit to find them.
And I know you also made a secondary comment saying the strongest versions of both. It's still Nicol Bolas.
I'm going to be honest with you here. It can't be anyone but Nicol Bolas.
Yeah.
I mean, the issue that I really see... Wait.
At the very bottom is the Lost One, so keep going. Yeah. Should be, yeah.
No, there was another one.
Is there?
After that.
No. He's at... See, I got him after that, so we're in the right spot. Yours just... It comes up weird for you. Mm-hmm.
Weird. Oh, maybe because it was edited.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe that's it. But anyway, you were saying?
Anyway. No. With Nicol Bolas, he's a planeswalker. He has more abilities and is able to travel through planes, time, and space, unlike
Ghidorah, who's basically he's an alien dragon Hydra thing. I mean, even if
he can regenerate.
Yeah, even if you look at the strongest versions of them, which in Godzilla lore actually would be the Godzilla anime one that they had on Netflix, that version of Ghidorah is technically the strongest because he didn't have a physical form for the most part. He was like an ethereal kind of being that sucked out energy.
I don't think I ever even got that.
Yeah, no, trust me, it was not very good. Godzilla himself, like that's probably the strongest version of him
I
we've ever seen.
struggled to get through the second one.
With the one with Mecha Godzilla. Oh, bite me on. I never
struggled
watched
to get through that.
Knew
and
what it
caused me lots of skipping.
Yeah.
And then I started the third one, and I just sat there. I'm like, you know what? No.
Yeah, but even with all that, Nicol Bolas, because he's a planeswalker, he's like 25,000 years old. He has so much magic, even not in his strongest form, that he can bitch slap pretty much every character in the entire series until he eventually did lose through shenanigans.
Well, also look at how Godzilla usually beats him.
We
know that Nicol Bolas can do that and more.
Much more. So yeah, it's Nicol Bolas. Now again, I'll do a video at some point on it and go into the full depth. So or in depth. Next one is Soulless Spartan, who asked the question, which do you prefer, DreamWorks or Disney Pixar, essentially? And then favorite DreamWorks movie, favorite Disney movie, or I'm going to assume you also meant Disney Pixar on that. So with DreamWorks, we're talking about things like the How to Train Your Dragons, Shrek.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't know a huge else about their roster.
This is going to be difficult for me, just because there's a difference.
There is a difference.
I mean, I know there is, but
yeah. Oh, I think like the Hotel Transylvania movies are DreamWorks too, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait, wasn't the Big Green? Wasn't that DreamWorks?
What the hell is the Big Green?
I think I'm getting the name of it right. Soccer movie.
I know, because DreamWorks is an animation studio. They're like the Toy Story.
I know, but I swear they've done a couple that are not animation.
I don't know for certain. All I can say is that if you're asking me my favorite DreamWorks film, it's Shrek 2. I love Shrek 2. That's easily my favorite DreamWorks film.
I guess I'll just go with Toy Story.
No,
I don't.
And that's
know.
Pixar. In terms of Pixar, yeah, that's Pixar. Pixar is difficult because there's so many great films in a roster. And I'll be honest, I've actually never seen a couple of them. Like I've actually never seen Up. I've seen bits and pieces, and I've seen the beginning, but I've actually never sat through it and watched Up. But if I were to say like most recently, it's probably either WALL-E or Coco. I loved Coco. Is one of those films that hit me on a very personal level. So yeah, I will definitely say. Although shit, I forgot Moana. Moana's great. I'm gonna lean towards Coco, but Moana is a good one too. And WALL-E, I think it's kind of like back and forth, but I'll go Coco myself. You still looking? Are you looking up Pixar?
The Road to El Dorado.
Oh yeah, they did Road to El Dorado. Holy crap, I remember
Prince
that
of
one.
Egypt, Shrek,
Oh
Spirit, Sinbad.
Oh, I liked Sinbad.
Shark Tale.
Ooh,
Wallace and Gromit.
oh that's right.
I like
Curse of the
that one.
Were Rabbit. Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda. P-Moo.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh God. Jerry Seinfeld is a bee.
Dude, that one has so many memes.
Mm.
Turbo.
Oh yeah, the one with the snail, voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
What was the movie I was saying might be?
The Big Green?
Who made that?
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, back at the plot.
Yeah. Oh, okay. CJM asked the question, what's your favorite movie of all time? See, you're asking both of us to pick a movie out of over 500,000 movies ever been made that is our favorite movie of all time. And for me, I could probably pick them out of genres. Like, I could tell you my favorite comedy, my favorite action film, all that. But my favorite overall movie of all time, I mean, I could.
You know what Jack Burton always says at a time.
Is that really is that really your favorite movie of all time? I'm not judging you. I just didn't know that.
I mean, it's the one that I use as my go-to. Is it actually debatable?
I mean, if I were
because I've just seen so much, and I like so many movies.
And that's the biggest problem. To me, at least a favorite, or at least in your like top whatever, it comes down to just you can watch it over and over again and never really get tired of it.
See, in that case, I would go with that one just because.
And remember,
do I think it's the best?
That's the thing. They're not asking what we think the best movie of all time is. They're asking what our favorite movie of all time is.
Yeah, I would say.
Like, my favorite isn't going to necessarily be the best movie I've ever seen.
Like, even then, my favorites, that is still difficult because there will be ones where it's like, oh, I'm really into this. I really want to watch this.
Yeah.
But I will say Big Trouble in Little China is definitely up there.
Yeah. For me, it's probably going to come down to two. One of them is kind of just, they might both technically be considered just like cop-out answers, but Raiders of the Lost Ark is just one of those films that it's the perfect film for me. And even that, it's not even my favorite Indiana Jones film, believe it or not. But which is weird to say, I actually like The Last Crusade more. The Last Crusade is actually my favorite Indiana Jones film.
Whoa.
Oh,
whoa.
And yes, we're.
What about Young Indiana Jones?
Not a film. It's a TV series.
It is if you watch them all at once.
You mean how many episodes were there that you'd be sitting there in your own fecal matter?
Not many.
So, I mean, but the thing is, and it's weird for me to say that I like Last Crusade more, but Raiders of the Lost Ark is maybe one of my favorite of all time. I think it's because I kind of lump all the Indiana Jones together, and Raiders is the first one that comes to mind for me. And when I say all, I mean the first three. Even though I do own the one that we shall not name, I recognize it's not the best movie, but I have fun with it. So, I mean, I'd put pretty much all of them lumped together. And then I'd probably have to go to the Star Wars original trilogy as well, lumped together. I know it's kind of cheating, but those are just films I grew up on as a kid and watched over and over and over again. And then I'd probably add Shawshank Redemption in there because anytime that movie's on, I can just sit down and watch it. It's just one of those films, yeah. Mighty Chase asks, what's your favorite game? Now, you mean video game, board game, card game? I'm going to just go on the limb and say you mean video game. Our favorite video games.
Okay.
I can think of at least two.
One, there's a fruit fly for some reason.
Oh,
I don't know why it's in here, but it keeps flying in front of my face. Two, I have two answers to this.
Okay.
On the Xbox 360, it would have to be Red Dead Redemption. They did not release Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PC yet. Get on that. So I haven't played that one. Then I would have to say on PC. No, not on PC. Because I haven't played it on PC. But I would say for another contender is Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I loved that game. PC, a lot of the Total War games, the Dawn of War games, I'm a huge fan of. I play a lot of video games.
To name a couple of mine, and I can condense my list down a little bit, because I do have an Xbox 360. But I didn't start out as an Xbox player. I actually started out as a PlayStation player, and then my sister took everything. Actually, technically, I started as a Nintendo 64 player.
I'm sorry, bro. Bro. I am part of the PC master race.
Well, good for you. Vive la revolution. The rebellion.
Yeah, mods.
Well,
and better graphics.
Good for you. I've never really cared about that.
If you don't get the joke, I suggest watching some Zero Punctuation.
But if I'm going by just my old school Nintendo 64 days, I've always enjoyed Pokemon. Pokemon Snap is just surprisingly really fun.
Did they have? I don't remember Nintendo 64 having Pokemon games.
They had the first two Pokemon Stadium games, and they had Pokemon Snap. And of those, Pokemon Snap it's so simplistic. You're just taking pictures, but it's so just enjoyable.
I don't remember that being on.
Yeah, trust me, I have the game, or my sister now has the game with the system that she does.
I don't know. For some reason, I always thought Pokemon Snap was like Dreamcast or something.
No,
like that. A lot of those games came about
like
around the time of like the
stuff?
PlayStation, GameCube,
cause
when stuff was on CD.
I forgot the GameCube was a thing. My sister also has a GameCube. My sister has almost everything under the sun.
That was the first portable console.
But also, yeah. But also, moving into the PlayStation era, just one that I played over and over again was kind of this. It was sort of an RPG, to the degree. Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2. I don't know if you ever played those games. It's basically just kind of like a standard fantasy setting. You got to fight the great evil, upgrade your weapons and characters. But they kind of went a bit more immersive because what you had to do was actually legitimately, like when you went to a new location, the location got completely blown up and gone. You actually had to rebuild the civilization, like put things together. And it isn't just like, okay, I got the building for this shop here, but wait, this building needs a lamp, it needs this, it needs this, it needs the person in there. I got to go save all these things. And then you got rewards for putting it in the right position and stuff like that. Then
I feel as though at some point I need to introduce you to like strategy games and Minecraft.
But and then Dark Cloud 2 upped the ante, but they actually had the legitimate voice actors in there. One of them was the voice of Robin from Teen Titans, which I just always found hilarious. And then going into like the Xbox age, The Arkham games. The Arkham games were great.
Oh yeah, those were.
Yeah. So yeah, Shadow Dice. Sorry.
That last one though really kind of. I don't know.
I never played the last one because it was only for
it
was for Xbox One and PlayStation because the new systems have come out and they didn't make it for the old.
I think it came out for PC at some point.
Maybe,
but
yeah, I know some people had issues with that one. But then Shadow Dice Gaming asks, are you going to get some better YouTube equipment at some point in the future? That question always gets brought up when we do these Q&As. Now, Mark actually did help me literally before we started with some actual, video software issues. So now I should be able to actually have, I can do maybe some
screen and
screen. So I can maybe do some reaction videos now, like legitimate, proper reaction videos, hopefully. I'll test that out later on if I can actually do that.
I mean, also with YouTube's algorithm, maybe a little iffy on that.
I mean, it might not take it down, but it might demonetize the video, so I might have to do some stuff.
I mean, and even then, it's still not completely editing.
No, and I don't.
We'll get to that point.
Yeah.
Basically, what it comes down to is I'm gonna have to go back and learn how to do editing and stuff like that myself, because I used to do a lot of that.
Yeah, and even when we started out initially, used to splice videos together and that. Yeah.
But I haven't touched a lot of that in a while.
Yeah.
And then once I'm back, I have to teach him from the ground up how to edit.
Yeah. Oh man, I am a dinosaur when it comes to tech, but I will eventually get there. So yeah, we'll eventually get there. But yeah, we did do some updating today, so hopefully I'll be able to at least do some screen-on-screen stuff. With definitely ups the magic video qualities. Some of the other stuff I'll do. So that's at least some upgrades. Godzilla26 asks, what is your favorite villain of all time from both Marvel and DC? And I'm guessing it's okay to give both an answer from Marvel and DC.
What was the question?
Favorite villain from Marvel and DC. My favorite DC villain, apart from Crazy Quilt Man, because come on, it's Crazy Quilt Man.
Or what about the Calculator?
The Calculator or Eggman. Don't forget Eggman.
Dude, I keep forgetting Eggman.
Oh God.
I think that one was made specifically for the TV show.
Yeah, or the Trickster. Don't forget him. That diabolical.
Okay, Trickster's not that bad.
Nah, you're right.
Trickster is basically a low-budget Joker.
Basically, he's Flash's Joker more.
That's my favorite from DC.
My favorite DC villain. That's a good question because there's a lot of them, and I mean, it'd be so easy to just go into Batman's Rogue Gallery or something like that and just fish out someone.
Well, see, that's the thing is there's a quote I really have enjoyed for a long time that comes from the Trickster. I forget who he was talking to.
Wasn't it like when superheroes want to tell scary stories, they tell Batman stories, but when super villains want to tell scary stories, they tell Joker stories, something like that?
Yeah, I think it was when superheroes want to tell amazing, heroic stories, they tell Batman stories. When villains want to scare each other, they tell Joker stories.
But if I were to say one of my favorite villains, honestly, it'd actually probably be Larfleeze. Even though he's technically a bit more of an... he's the Orange Lantern. He's the only Orange Lantern. Okay, so...
Oh, that guy.
Agent Orange, as he's known as. Because orange is the color of avarice, and to make you got to be the strongest of the core, it's basically a Highlander scenario. There can only be one. And the Orange Lantern core is powerful as fuck. In terms of the...
Is it really a core if it's one dude?
I mean, well, here's the thing. Technically, no, but he can anyone he's killed, he can make a energy construct of and act on their own. So he technically has his own corpse in his ring. And he can send others to can give other rings if he had to. Lex Luthor got a ring one time in the War of the Light. So yeah. But anyways, that's DC. Marvel, I mean, it might be cheap. It might be pretty bad. And I'm not just talking about from the MCU. I'm talking about Marvel in general. Thanos is probably one of my favorite villains out of Marvel, just because he's so complex and he can do so much. He's such a dick. So yeah, I'd probably go Thanos. Though, just to say that's not a cop-out, if I had to choose a secondary one... now that we get into the secondary ones, that's a lot more options there.
I like Doom.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Doctor Doom's always been a favorite. I might say also Taskmaster's a pretty cool guy, villain. I mean, that's the thing. There's so many characters.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's villains that we're forgetting too.
The thing is with them that there is not the same. Like, you can't point to one hero and be like, they're awesome, and their list of villains is awesome.
Exactly.
You can do that with DC, but Marvel, it's a lot harder.
The only one who really has a rogues gallery in Marvel is Spider-Man. He's the only one who really has a rogues gallery. And
all of his, I'm just kind of like, eh.
Venom's cool, but Venom's more of an anti-hero these days anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Carnage has always been a pretty fun one. I mean, otherwise, Doc Ock's just kind of meh. Lizard's meh. Scorpion's meh. I mean, and the stories are cool, and Kraven's more of an anti-hero these days, so yeah, kind of tough to kind of choose on that. So I mean, the X-Men's got some pretty good rogues. Like Magneto's a great villain.
Yeah, but Magneto goes back and forth a lot.
He does. He's pretty flip-flop. Sabretooth's a fun one. Deadpool when he's actually kind of being a villain is fun, but he rarely is a villain these days. Again, anti-hero. That's why I couldn't put Lobo, because Lobo's not a villain. He's pretty much an anti-hero.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is a lot of Marvels also kind of strut the line, where it's like, with Doom, usually you can be like, okay, yeah, he's a villain.
Yeah. Galactus, you can pretty much say, he's the villain, most of the time. Like Thanos, almost always the villain.
Yeah.
There's very rare exceptions where he's not. So, yeah. David Campbell asked the question, who would win in a fight, Solgaleo or Lunala? They're both Pokemon from the previous generation.
Gun.
Not against them. They're in the embodiment of the sun and the moon, so fuck you. I mean, the bullet just...
Are they still Pokemon?
Yes.
So they can be captured in
energy balls. But to be fair, one's a steel type, so you can't use a bullet on him.
But what happens when you break a Pokeball with Pokemon inside of it when it's turned into an energy?
Actually, they've shown what happens with that. They just get released.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. It's like, so basically all you're doing is you just can't contain the energy anymore.
Or you shoot a Pokeball at it, capture it.
Anyway,
put in a rock and
point being, though, I actually did a who would win on that many years ago, so just look for that in the playlist. If you don't want to be spoiled on it, click off the video now. I'll give you 5 seconds, otherwise I'll tell you who I thought actually won. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lunala, I thought won, because Lunala has the ability to fly and has better evasion. John Doe, are you dead? I'm sorry. Who do you think had more potential, or has more potential, Goten or Trunks? From Dragon Ball Z. Here's the thing. We saw what Trunks could become because Trunks has a future Trunks that came to the timeline.
Yeah, see, that one's kind of difficult because we've never seen...
Goten just kind of...
take the thing.
Yeah.
We've never seen future Goten.
Outside of the end of the original Dragon Ball Z and in GT, which no one wants to talk about.
Isn't Trunks, like, a good deal older than Goten?
No, actually, Trunks is like a smidge of older. Like he's like half a year or something like that. But no, I'm gonna say Trunks because Goten, frankly, first off, it's not like Gohan who we had all those rage boosts and potentials. It's Goten was pretty much a Goku clone was the problem. So I'm gonna have to go with Trunks on that.
Plus, well, because of that last statement of he's pretty much a Goku clone, I'm going to say Goten?
But again, they never used him right, so I can't say for certain. Here's one that I don't think either of us can really answer. Will CM Punk ever return to the WWE? That comes from Jackery WWE Spider-Man Homecoming Toy Show. That is a long-ass name.
Hi. I can vaguely answer that.
Oh, vaguely answer that then. First off, my vaguest of answers. Sure, because everyone turns to the WWE eventually in some capacity.
Okay. Do you know who CM Punk is?
I know of CM Punk. Like, I know the name. So I know who CM Punk is. Kind of.
Probably not. I mean, it would be kind of cool, but at the moment, from what I vaguely remember, the controversy that kind of went on with him and his character and the WWE, I don't think it's likely. I think we're more likely to see CM Punk, at least maybe not the character,
but the person,
but something close to the character and the person pop up in kind of a
cameo style.
No, a alternative to the WWE.
Oh, all right.
Because I'm pretty sure that at some point there's gonna be a competition, like another studio, let's say, that pops up that is pretty much on their level and starts doing some of the same stuff, and you're gonna get wrestlers who are like, hey, I'm done with the WWE, the stuff they do, everything else like that. I'm gonna go work for these guys instead. Also, I just realized that my chair is at an angle, so one arm seems massive, and it's like I have a little baby arm.
Yeah, I bet if you now, why is your hand so big, small? It's like kind of like a KFC fork.
Weird.
Now
Anyway.
go, because I bet it feels huge in his hand. Go. Luke Morehouse has 5 different questions for us. Question 1: what is your favorite enemy from Mario? I'm gonna go with Bowser. That's a pretty simple one. Unless you're talking about like even like the Koopas and the Goombas and like the plants and stuff.
The vine plant.
I go with the vine. Yeah, good. That's a good one. I actually.
I've seen lots of sexy deviant
Wario's
pictures.
fun to play against too, or play with.
Yeah, but I don't think Wario was an actual enemy in Mario games.
True. What is your favorite board game? Ooh, that's a tough one.
Cards Against Humanity?
But is that a board game? It's a card game, but it's not a board game.
I would have to say Clue.
Clue's a good one.
I
might go Risk.
I'm looking over here because I have some board games over here.
Yeah, I might go Risk myself.
Honestly, I like Risk, but the problem I have is every time you and I play it,
it
takes a long time, and by the end of it, we're about to beat the ever-loving shit.
Well, that's the problem, because I love Monopoly, but at the same time, like, everyone wants
fuck you in Monopoly.
Oh, no, yeah, well, fuck you in Monopoly. Monopoly's fun until, like, the very end where everyone hates each other. It always starts out fine, and then it's like everyone wants to kill each other.
To quote The Simpsons, specifically one of the police officers when he's showing up over at the Simpsons' house because they're having a huge fight because of board game night. When will these Parker brothers learn that they're tearing families apart?
Question 3 was, if you can go to any time period, which would it be? And you must have a reason for going to that time period. Now, when you say time period, you mean like decade, century?
I'm assuming like any time
millennium,
period,
like
anything you would consider like medieval times, the Renaissance,
50s, 60s.
Exactly.
Okay.
I hate to do this during the middle of the video, but I will be right back. I've been drinking a lot of liquids.
All right. I'll keep them entertained while you go and take care of business.
This is why we need editing equipment.
Exactly. That's a good question, because depending on what period you're going, you could theoretically rule them with all your information. But at the same time, you could be, considered a heresy. My glasses could basically be considered heresy by, by like a, BC civilization, like the Romans or something. So it's tough. If I were to say what overall time period I would go to, now here's the thing: if I could go, say, armed, that's a different scenario, because now not only do I have knowledge of the past, and I could, completely overwhelm these guys if I had to. I have much superior weaponry or firepower, or even just a better blade on me than them. So it's a tough question when you think about it. If I were to say a time period that would just be relatively safe to be in,
Sorry.
segue. I mean,
Sorry.
Well, the problem is a relatively safe time period would be any time within the last 50 years, generally speaking. But in terms of a fun type of time period to just go in and see what happens, I might try the early ancient Egypt back in that time period. I mean, you gotta be warm, but
You would be a ghost.
pretty much.
Look at this pale man.
Hey, they had interactions with the Romans. So they knew white people.
Have you seen a Greek or a Roman?
To be fair.
Look at this pale man.
True.
I would have to go probably with late 1800s, early 1900s, kind of that period of time. Basically, period of time where Sherlock Holmes, Victorian era, all that stuff kind of was. I mean, it would be very awkward for me because all that shit would be incredibly racist.
Oh, absolutely.
But, at the same time, there's still some interesting, cool stuff going on during that period.
For me, just seeing the culture, the architecture, being on the Nile would be really cool.
I mean, I think that's almost the problem with any period of time.
Yeah.
Is you go back to it, and it's like, oh.
Racism, or,
this is
they're going to judge us just by
disease everywhere.
Yeah. So,
horrible things.
I gotta use the restroom. Was it restroom? Oh, you mean the chamber pot? It's right under there. Crap.
Was it from Blackadder? Oh yes. Privies. We have privies in this room. Where do they go? Outside. Oh, so you're crapping out a window. Oh, well, that's fancy.
His fourth question. If you can be a villain in an anime, which anime would it be? Now, I'm not certain if he's saying if I could be a specific villain or if I would just be a villain.
I interpret that more of if you yourself
could be a villain.
Your own type of villain, style, everything
else.
All
right.
Anime, what would it be?
Huh. That's an interesting one.
God.
See, here's the thing. I'm really getting into My Hero Academia, but I'd rather be a hero, frankly, in My Hero Academia than a villain. So if I were to take that out of the equation, I'd like to at least have powers of some kind. Even if they're mild or minuscule. I might go Black Cat. That was an interesting little anime. I like that anime. Because the people had some cool weapons and powers and stuff. That or Rurouni Kenshin. That could be a fun one to be a villain in. Not that.
And technically, you'll survive.
Let's be clear. I do want to at least be a swordsman who could go at least on par. I know I'm going to lose because I'm the villain, but that's the thing too. When you have to be the villain, you know you're eventually going to. Well, not always. Sometimes the villain does get lucky and wins. But generally speaking, the villain loses.
I would say either one of the Gundams or...
Yeah, I'm not a big Gundam guy. That's why I didn't go that route.
Well, in that case, it's more because, giant robots, stuff like that.
That's fair.
And, I could see it being kind of entertaining to be a villain in that. God. See, this is difficult.
I would be the villain in Hamtaro.
I'm trying to go through all of the anime I've watched.
You've watched a lot more than I have.
I've watched a decent chunk. That's the thing is, for some of them, I'll only watch so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what?
I'm done.
I'm bored with this. Or...
Oh, Yu Yu Hakusho would have been a fun one to be a villain in.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't say this one.
Really?
Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, that's a kind of a pretty go-to.
Dragon. Hey, Vegeta.
Oh, God damn it, Nappa. Oh, God damn it, Mark.
Do you remember the Bug Planet?
Remember the Bug Planet, Vegeta? Huh? Vegeta? Huh? Vegeta? I'm currently, me and Carrie, whenever we get the chance, are currently binging through, not binging, but we're watching a couple episodes at a time, because she she's never actually watched DBZ original. I think we're only on episode 13 of 60.
Jesus.
And we still got the movies to do.
Dude, I binged all of that, like rewatching all of it in like a week.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait for them to go into the Boo saga.
Oh, yeah.
And then his final question, Luke Moore asked for at least what he commented on. Have you ever considered doing a Hellsing what if? Absolutely. Just no one's given me any what if suggestions for Hellsing. That's the thing I think a lot of people don't quite grasp when I do what ifs, is that the people's like, why do you do so many Dragon Ball Z and Naruto what ifs? Because that's about 90% of the what if suggestions I get.
What if Hellsing were more realistic and more in line with the original Bram Stoker vampire ideas?
So, vampires burn in the daylight.
No, they don't.
Oh, no, you're right. No. Alucard.
They just don't have any power.
Alucard doesn't burn in the daylight.
Oh, no, and vampires in the Bram Stoker mythos do not burn in the daylight. They just lose their power.
Fascinating.
You would have to do a lot more research into the Bram Stoker vampire mythos.
Well, keep that on mind. Parker Smith asked 4 different questions. Love your videos, and here are my questions. Okay, here's our first question. If you could bang/sleep with a fictional character, who would it be? And here's the problem with that. Do you know the list of characters who we'd probably want to bang? Now, the problem is with trying to think of anyone from animes, you have to be careful on the anime because half those kids are only in their teens. And I'm about to hit 30, so I have to be very careful saying that. I will say this. Out of a movie, a couple that do stand out to me, Cameron Diaz from The Mask was very was very good looking.
Wait, which The Mask?
Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Which one do you... Cameron Diaz from The Mask. There's 3 different...
Dude, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Uma Thurman from The Producers, the movie. I don't know what it is about Uma Thurman, man, but she was gorgeous in that movie. And... screw it. I'll throw Gamora in there. I mean, what if she's green? So Zanana's pretty attractive.
I have to be honest, I can't really think of any.
See, that one is like one of the ones we'd really have to sit and think for a while.
Well, it's because it's the kind of thing of, I have never, like, watched an anime or, anything else and been like, ooh, this character.
Yeah, because the problem is with a cartoon, it's like, it's fine. It's like you can paint them or animate them as attractive as you want. They're still not legitimately there.
I mean, I guess if anyone, maybe some of the iterations of Poison Ivy.
Assuming she doesn't kill you.
Well, yeah.
If the number of subscribers that we have was our power level, which right now stands at 3,590, and you had to split it based on how much each of you do for the channel separately, how strong would you each be?
So, I'm Yamcha. He's Krillin.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was going to be a bit more mean. You're a bit more Chaozu, if we're going to be honest. No, actually, let's be clear. When we started the channel, if we were doing the number we have right now, 3,590, when we started the channel, we'd be about 50-50.
I mean, here's the thing, is I will make the argument. One, I'm still pretty sure that Chaozu is more powerful than Yamcha.
Chaozu has... I'll be honest, he really isn't. Chaozu's actually weaker than Master fucking Roshi.
Master Roshi is stronger than all of them.
Actually, he's stronger than pretty much any of the normal humans. Take that out of the equation, everyone else, he can pretty much whoop his ass.
Point being.
Anyway.
I will make the argument that video-wise, I do not have as much of an impact. However,
whoa.
Sorry, some stuff falling over on
the
modeling desk. However, I will make the argument that I still have a decent role to play, because the main reason he started all of this
was because of you.
Was because of me.
True.
So...
No, you're not wrong.
technically, through that and the technical support I have offered, I would say it would be about a 45-55.
I might go 60. Yeah, you got the math right. But
Okay,
I might go 60-40 just because, again, it's in
You
terms
put
of,
out a new video.
I put out a new
something.
video nearly every day. So I'd
But
say
who gave you the power to do that?
Well, technically speaking, you didn't give me the power. We started something, and yeah, seriously, man, it's like, just trying to wave that around.
I know. So 60-40.
Yeah. If you could fuse any two fictional characters, who would you fuse?
Well, fiction is a very broad term.
Yeah. If I were to think of one right off the top of my head, just because I think it'd actually be hilarious to look at it and see a movie based in one of their universes, I would mix John Wick with SpongeBob and have John Wick SpongeBob go on a killing spree in the SpongeBob universe. All because Gary got killed.
That's horrifying. But also, as a more realistic answer, Sherlock Holmes and God, I'm trying. Legrasse, I think Inspector Legrasse from the Cthulhu universe. I think that would be kind of interesting. Or Sherlock Holmes and Spawn. Like, I think there are other iterations there of fictional characters. Or we could go with mythological characters.
That's true. It is technically
they're
fiction.
Fictional.
And they can show up in fictional materials.
Like King Arthur.
If that's the case, then we can go all the way from mythos. I might mix, say, Medusa with
Poison Ivy.
That's an option. I was thinking more kaiju-esque, so I might go with Godzilla for, fun times. I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm just throwing things out. Or Ghidorah with Medusa could be a fun one also. Think about it. You can mix a kaiju with just about anyone too.
True.
I would make the John Wick Godzilla, and he goes out to defend his son that we don't like to talk about ever.
Which one?
That's true. There was two. One in the 80s, one that was okay, because he eventually became the new Godzilla. And then the Menya? Was that the...
It's like Godzilla always says.
Strap on your boots. Strap up your boots. Ugh. This last one wasn't a question. It's just in what if Naruto was raised by Jiraiya? Can Kiba still have puppies after his fight with Naruto in the Chunin exams? No, because he never even had kids in the end of the series, as far as we know. So I'm gonna say no. By the way, I had a fight go down where he completely decimated his nads. So, yeah,
I like French
just giving you context on that. Who would win? Oh, is who would win like to see animated? I'm guessing you're asking, would I like to see who would win get animated? Absolutely, I would, but that's a completely other new kettle of terror. That's a completely other territory.
We would have to have one of our friends who, I'm sure we know some people. Or we know some people who know some people.
We probably have.
We know a couple local celebrities.
We've got enough connections that we could probably make it work.
We would have to find someone who can animate stuff.
Yeah, that would take a little bit of time because just look at Death Battle. They do it every 2 weeks or 3 weeks for a reason.
And granted, I think at some point, once we get more editing and stuff like that, we should slow down a little bit on our production rate.
Yeah,
but
it's
one of those things of quantity versus quality.
Exactly.
So,
that's
like
a matter
at the point
of,
where we're having to sit there and add music and everything.
Yeah, that's just going to be taking too long.
So it's possible in the future we might have some of the death battles, like the most popular ones. We might see if we can get someone to animate.
Yeah, because I've done over 500 Who Would Wins. And a couple of them have actually gotten some pretty big hits. But that's the thing. If the day comes where we're actually able to animate the Who Would Wins, You're not going to be seeing the week of who would wins anymore where I do one every day. You're not going to be seeing...
Well, I'm thinking it would be more like a special thing of,
It would
we'll
have to be a really certain, cool kind of fight matchup to really warrant it.
Well, what I'm thinking is, and this isn't me saying this is going to happen, but just an idea out there, is in the future, if we do this, maybe have a poll of some sort where people vote on one of your past who would win.
I like that idea.
And we get that animated.
That I like. I like that idea. You know, and because again, the playlist is there. You can go down every single video I have ever done. Now, let's be clear. That doesn't change the outcome of the video. You would just then get that version of that video that's animated.
Yeah.
You also... Oh, by the way, these are from Wade Wilson. So, you know, this is, Deadpool.
Thank you.
Would you consider making a series where you react to Death Battle? Well, if by chance that whole...
Didn't you already have that?
React to Death Battle? No, I do. No. I do predictions for Death Battle.
Okay.
Which is a really easy video to
I
do.
thought there were a couple times when we did reactions.
I tried doing trailer reactions, but because I didn't have anything on the screen, I just kind of ended up not doing it anymore. But if the setup does work and I can, in fact, you know, watch videos and react to them, no reason why I can't react to Death Battle. So, yeah, you can see me reacting to Death Battle, absolutely. And trust me, I like to react to Death Battle. I think it'd be fun. Here's a fun one. I can already tell you my answer for it. Which would you consider worse, Norman of the North or Good Boys?
Norman of the North.
The only movie that, to this day, we have ever walked out of the theater of and did not finish the movie.
I think we got a refund for that.
Yeah, we did. Because we walked out and, you know, I was like, yeah, can we just get our money back for that? It's like, that was just a special kind of bad.
There are 3 of them now, by the way.
Oh, God, that's right. They did make sequels. How the hell did it make that much money to warrant it?
It was so cheaply made.
And who would win? I think I actually already wrote this down when I saw it in the comments, but Kengan Azura Oma versus Baki. I believe Kenga is the actual name of a series. It's a fighting anime. So I'm just going to say Baki because I know the character right now. I have to actually do the research on that. Are you ever going to... Oh, Sun Wukong, the legitimate name, Sun Wukong. You ever going to do a crossover what if story? Probably at some point. I've got a couple suggestions. It's going to take a while to get to them, but I do have them down. Which fictional world would you like to live in and be a main character in? Fictional world. No, we're not just talking anime. We're not just talking fictional world. Main character, fictional world.
It would be horrible.
Oh, God.
And deeply disturbing, most likely. But main characters in this universe tend to have tons of plot armor. Warhammer 40K. Even if you die, like Kato Sicarius, you will come back. And at some point, I like to do a couple videos on the 40K universe.
Absolutely. Yeah, you've got the ability to upload this stuff. So,
oh, I know.
It doesn't matter about time.
I would probably want to get you involved in some way.
Well,
but we'll get to that.
I mean, I can provide color commentary. I'm not big on Warhammer 40K myself.
I can show off some stuff I've painted.
Absolutely. For me, I'm going to go back to what I'm currently reading right now, My Hero Academia. A main character in My Hero Academia, I get to have a power of some kind, because that's what quirks are. They're just natural superpowers. So, you get to wear a costume, fight bad guys. That's just a fun time. So, right on. I'd go for My Hero Academia. And by the way, there is, what's the best way to put it? Because I've had a couple people ask me, if I were in this series, what would I do? I've already done the Dragon Ball Z one on that. Like, what character I would kind of create for that. I do have an idea for what my character would kind of be like in the My Hero Academia world, but I'll wait till I actually get to that to do that one. If you had to live in the Naruto world and make up your own clan, what would it be called and what would it specialize in? So, you know, if you had to, what would your clan name be, and what kind of special ability as a ninja would you have in terms of like powers or something like that, jutsu?
My clan would be actual ninjas who specialize in killing people.
It's
not weird ass powers, not shouting "believe it," but secretly and silently dropping motherfuckers like flies.
That'd be a legit
I will
thing.
be the greatest opponent of Orange Boy. Because Orange Boy will wake up one morning and his entire household is dead because they've been poisoned in their sleep.
You realize he's an orphan that lives on his own, right?
And?
So, what household is poisoned?
He lives in an apartment, doesn't he?
Yeah. What, his entire neighbors? That he never talks to ever? As far as we know.
Well, then, he'll only notice when there starts to be a really bad smell, won't he?
Okay.
I just made this really dark.
Yes, you did. I might have like some sort of like reptile specialty or something like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. Techniques that kind of give you like scales or whatever like that. I think that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, that was. You got the one who's just like
very different.
And so you got the ones like this series, Needle Ninjas, all that. It's like, try like lizard scales, dragon stuff. That'd be cool. That'd be fun. Okay, would you consider putting a voting system for subscribers to vote on which what if you do next? Like you put a couple options up there. Maybe it's a matter of wanting to get everyone their fair turn, but the problem is whenever I get these big suggestions, they just take so long, and then I have to wait until I get to the next one. That's why the week of what if for me right now is so important, because it lets me get through so many versions of those like what ifs that are ongoing, and it helps speed up the process of getting to the next what if. So maybe at some point, but right now I'm going to have to stick with the system I'm going with. Tetsega Varys. Who would win Naruto from... these are two different versions of Naruto from two different what ifs I did. Naruto from If No One Knew Naruto Was a Jinchuriki versus Naruto from What If He Stole the Scroll Stealing. I'll go with the Scroll Stealing Naruto. I think he just got more advantages. Mission Pa Marshall. That's a fun name. If there was another Senju alive like around Naruto's age, do you think she or he would have a wood release? Probably not, because no other... Wood release was a weird thing. It was only relegated to the first Hokage. Like, Tsunade even said she didn't have it. So, I'm going to say no. Like, it would have to be a weird anomaly. The only reason Yamato had it is because he was an experiment. Yeah, you're probably not going to be able to put much input on these because most of these are Naruto-based. But, Sheridan Road, you asked the question, why in your what ifs, Naruto what ifs, where Sasuke stays in the village, which is most of them, wink, knowingly, does Orochimaru not become a bigger part of the Shippuden era? That is simply because when I do a what if, I try to remain as close to the actual history that happened while letting the variants that the what if created take place. And when you actually watch the series at Shippuden, as Mark is showing off for the camera, and the ladies, and some of the fellas, some people could be into that. Some guys could be into that.
I'm sorry, I have to do something while you're explaining this. Make it visually appealing.
Yeah, but if you actually watch Shippuden, Orochimaru really didn't have a big part. I mean, he had key moments, but he was not a big player in the actual series until near the end. And even then, yeah, he brought the Hokages back, but then he doesn't do anything. He's there when he fought Four-Tailed Naruto and tried to possess Sasuke, but then he doesn't do anything. He tried to come back, then he gets sealed away. So Orochimaru is present and he has some key moments, but it doesn't overall change much. You also wrote, would you ever try to retroactively apply all of the Shippuden era retcons into original recipe Naruto 1? I don't even know what that means. Okay, case in point. In Shippuden, we learned the Shadow Clone cousin memory transfer. Experience. I get what you're talking about with that. Maybe if it's suggested, but otherwise, it would have to be suggested. The Mighty Twins, Tuck and Ella. That's a fun name. Okay, these are a couple questions you can actually weigh in on. If you were in a clan in Naruto, which one would you be in? Obviously, Mark's answer would probably much be the same. But if we're talking about the existing clans. You know what? Actually, I would go with, what was the name of the one that Kimimaro was in? The ones that had the bone release, where you could just manipulate your bones and do stuff with that. I actually want to be. I'd like to be a surviving member of that clan. I think that'd actually be pretty fun because that's a pretty hacks technique, really. Because you can just regrow your bones and keep using them as weapons. I don't know if you actually have a legitimate answer beyond
the one with the swirly eyes.
The Sharingan, the Uchiha clan. You'd be a fun Uchiha. Okay, which food would you eat? Pizza or burger? So basically, which do you prefer, a pizza or a burger? That's a tough one because it's all about mood. If I'm in the mood for something really meaty and savory, it's got to be a burger.
We're discussing getting dinner earlier.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with burger?
It's all about mood, isn't it?
I mean, we haven't had pizza.
No, we really haven't. And trust me, a good slice of pizza is nothing to sniff home about. But I don't even think that's.
I think it's partially because a lot of the pizza places we go to, either they only do slices, or the ones where we could get like a pizza for like me, you, and someone else.
Yeah, or like Nemo's, where it's like a huge ass slice as big as your head. Yeah. But in terms of like here's the thing. In terms
as
of
we triangulate our position.
Yeah. As a sit-down dinner, I think I prefer a burger because the burger will honestly fill you up a bit more. Because unless you're getting a meat lovers, and even then with the meat lovers, it's not going to fill you up as much because it's more bread and dough, along with cheese and whatever toppings there are. Whereas a burger, the main part of the meal is meat. So I think
we live kind of in a nice area of
lots
of weird artisanal burgers.
Good point. Yeah, like local burgers got some great ones.
Triangulating where we are.
Yep. Boop, boop, boop. Here's a fun one. If Ultra Instinct Shaggy is in an anime, which one would you pick for him to be in? So, if you're not aware of what this is, so what happened was in Dragon Ball Super, Goku gained a thing called Ultra Instinct. He gains like some. Okay, so you're aware at least what that was, more or less. So there was this thing that happened a while back in an episode of one of the newer episodes of Scooby-Doo that still exists, where Shaggy got hypnotized. And when someone said a certain phrase or word, he suddenly turned into this ultra badass and kicked the ass of all these bikers in a bar. And then someone basically played the Ultra Instinct music over that. And essentially, because he's dodging and blocking everyone.
I am familiar with this.
So that
I am also familiar with another meme someone created.
So this created the
where
meme
they basically turned Shaggy into a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, so that's where the Ultra Instinct Shaggy came from. And there have been so many memes, like on the set of Scooby-Doo, the live actions, like, well, it was really odd working with Shaggy ever since he defeated all the universes and gained supreme power. He's just been so hard to work with. Answer the question, what... And you did say anime, right? Yeah, you did say anime. You know what? Throw Shaggy in Dragon Ball Z and see if that shit works out.
No.
Oh, here we go.
Throw Shaggy.
Spit it out, man!
In Helsing.
You know, that was the first one that came to mind.
Throw him in some anime
where it's bloody as hell.
No, that just has monsters.
Oh, good.
That him and the Scooby Gang would be after. In fact, you know what? Pair up Ultra Instinct Shaggy with Zombie Apocalypse Velma.
There you go.
Where, and just a bunch of different ones where like that.
Well, in that case, I'm trying to think of other animes that had a big focus on monsters then. Like, not just like kaiju, but like monsters, like vampires or ghouls. Like, I'm trying to think of other ones like that.
I know there are a couple.
There are plenty of them, really, when you look into them. Last one you had was, have you heard or seen That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime? It's a good anime to watch, and my final question is, what's your favorite animal? Mine's a wolf. To answer that last question, mine's snake. I love snakes. Those are my favorite animals. Yeah, we're almost hitting the hour mark.
Oh, no, it wasn't that. It's the fact that my mouse's battery is running low.
Oh, okay. In terms of, I have seen bits and clips of The Time I Got Turned Into a Slime. I've never watched it. But yeah, favorite animal?
I like a lot of animals. noodles. I have a snake now.
Yep, it's a little danger noodle. He's adorable.
Yes.
Or she. We're still not aware certain if it's a guy or girl. I'm saying he.
I tried to do the whole look at the tail thing.
Okay, I'm just gonna pop
tell.
I'm just gonna pop that genitalia up.
Yeah, no.
Mission Pa Sky asks if Levi from Attack on Titan, which I don't watch, is in Naruto. How would that change the story? I can't answer that for right now because I could turn that into a what if, but I don't watch Attack on Titan. That's one I can never get into.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, just something about it.
I liked the abridged episode they did, but that was about it.
Mission Pa Zuma. Would it be? Would it be cool if there was a Naruto? Would it be cool if there's a Naruto clan based on the Sun and Moon? I suppose it would be cool. Number 2, have you watched Pokemon before? And if you did, no, never. Yes, I've watched Pokemon before.
I watched the old 90s crap.
Yeah. Are you going to make a what if series? I actually have at least one what if that involves Ash from a different region, and that's multiple ones. So yeah, there'll be more Pokemon what ifs. If you are to make Ash catch Latios a lot, I can't. I'm not going to make him catch anything. If something plays out right, I'll do it. But yeah. And what's your favorite anime? And what anime would you be in? I think we've kind of had this question kind of already. I'm kind of on the My Hero Academia side. If I just get to be a main character or a hero, villain wise, I think I said like Rurouni Kenshin would be an interesting one, or anyone that I'd get kind of an ability. Favorite anime? Ugh. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I've always been a big fan of Bleach, so I'll say Bleach for right now. Again, so all right, he'll be back.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're already at the hour mark, so I'll kind of speed through these, especially the Naruto ones, which you won't have much commentary on.
Yeah.
Mighty Everest, you ask if there was a 10-tailed wolf, how would that affect the Naruto story? I'm going to just assume the 10-tailed wolf was the 10 tails, so it doesn't affect it at all. Do you like food, the 7-tail holder? You know what? In current design and concept, sure. And I wish we could have gotten the 7 tails a bit more because that's cool, tail beast. And I've had some what if suggestions where would she be a part of it? So yeah, I think she'd be an interesting character. So I like her fine. If there was another tail beast in the Hidden Leaf, which one would you make? I would go with the 10-tail wolves since I love wolves. Assuming we're going to. Well, you said if there's another tail beast, not necessarily make your own tail beast. So if there's another tail beast in the Hidden Leaf, which one would it be? I would go with honestly, I would go with Son Goku. I think because that was one that Naruto actually had an interaction with that I liked. So I'll go with Son Goku. The 4 tails. Number 4, not a what if, but if Naruto had the 10 tails happen, how would Naruto's story be? He'd probably be broken. As a character, he'd probably be broken. Let's see here. Also, if you're thinking of a new what if to do, or you have some idea. Okay, well, I've actually written those down already. Hence the Fu and then Leaf Village once again. All these I wrote down already, so don't worry about that. We're finally on the last ones. So, RB the Pirate Pup. Yep, Mark wants to be a part of these. I'll do the Naruto ones that he's not really going to be a part of. So what would Naruto's Rasengan look like if it was mixed with wood release, dust release, ice release? Of those 3, the ice one I'm imagining would probably be some sort of sharp crystalline formation. Maybe instead of the blades, windmill blades of the Rasen Shuriken, it'd probably be more like giant spikes in the rotates, so something like that. Dust release probably would just look like a glowing ball that incinerates whatever it hits. Wood release would be a weird one, although it's certainly possible if he had it. I think it would just look like wood, but whatever the effect would be, I couldn't tell you. At least not without looking into it. Do you think Naruto would have wood release since the first Hokage married Uzumaki and Naruto's mom is an Uzumaki? Do you think that she would be the first Hokage's granddaughter? No. And I don't think she would because he didn't. So, yeah. Would you like to see a Dragon Clan Naruto? I would. and I'm not going to say anything more on that because that will probably show up in a what if at some point. And the last one that you can actually answer the question to.
Shit.
Again, you couldn't have really done anything for that. Is that ice cream?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought we were getting dinner, man. Spoiling your appetite.
I figured out. I thought we had a bunch more questions.
No, this is the last question.
And I thought there were a bunch more Naruto ones.
No, I went through the Naruto one. Have you seen Vanguard Card Fight? I know of it. I have never watched it. Do you know anything of it? I'm going to say no on that one.
No. The name sounds vaguely familiar, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. That's really all I've heard.
Sorry.
I think maybe I saw a poster one time for it. Hey, 105. I think we did a little better than last time. We'll figure out a way to slim these down. But as we get more subscribers, hopefully we'll get more questions, which means it's okay for these to go that long at that point.
Also, at some point, I feel as though we should go through the questions again.
Yeah, we really do need to vet some of these.
Yeah.
Not to say we're gonna not ask the question or have you ask the question. Yeah. We're just gonna we'll have prepared answers, like for which fictional character would we bang question.
In my
We'd actually have a question.
More kind of making sure of repeat questions, stuff like that. But it's not a big deal.
Anyway. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. I actually got a couple of reviews on hold right now because someone asked me to review 13 Ghosts. No. Oh, it gets even better. Velocipasture. The Velocipasture.
I vaguely know that one.
And then another kind of weird one like that. Oh, and Seven Psychopaths. I got asked to review that one.
Seven Psychopaths.
That's the one with Christopher Walken, Colin Farrell.
Oh,
it's like put your hands up. No, but I got a gun. I don't care.
So
it's like, but I gotta. This doesn't make any sense. Too bad.
I remember that one. I've seen 13 Ghosts several times. Velocipasture, I remember hearing about.
It's a pasture who turns into a velociraptor. Fun times. I'll get to that at some point. And I got a couple more what ifs. I got a few more videos to do this weekend. And then here's the thing. I said I was gonna go see Ad Astra tomorrow, but from everything I'm hearing good things, but from some people I trust, we honestly made the right call last night with Rambo: Last Blood because. At the very least, it may have been boring at parts, but it was not boring throughout the entire thing. Ad Astra is apparently it's got good ideas. It's got Brad Pitt's really good in it, but
it's a Brad Pitt artsy movie.
It's more just an artsy movie in general is the problem.
Well, yeah, but Brad Pitt
it's an artsy
tend to kind of
but it's an artsy movie that has Brad Pitt in it about going to space. So, and about, the existential messages, like questions we ask ourselves. So, and it's apparently some people almost fell asleep watching it. That's how kind of. So, we made the right call. Yeah, if you haven't watched our review for Rambo: Last Blood, it's up. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I guess we'll see you next time. Have a good one, folks. And if you don't mind, I'll just take care of. Oh, God, I can't.
Only I have the power, puny.
I did that because you said your mouse was dying. Anyway, later.
Bye.